Then how—" Puck twitched aside the man's dark brown cloak. "How did a Flint worker come by that? Show, man, show!" He held out his little hand. The man slipped a long dark iron knife, almost a short sword, from his belt, and after breathing on it, handed it hilt first to Puck, who took it with his head on one side, as you should when you look at the works of a watch, squinted down the dark blade, and very delicately rubbed his forefinger from the point to the hilt. "Good!" said he, in a surprised tone. "It should be. The Children of the Night made it," the man answered. "So I see by the iron. What might it have cost you?" "This." The man raised his hand to his cheek. Puck whistled like a Weald starling. "By the great rings of the Chalk!" he cried. "Was that your price? Turn sunward that I may see better, and shut your eye." He slipped his hand beneath the man's chin and swung him till he faced the children up the slope. They saw that his right eye was gone, and the eyelid lay shrunk. Quickly Puck turned him round again, and the two sat down. "It was for the sheep. The sheep are the people," said the man in an ashamed voice. "What else could I have done? You know, Old One." Puck sighed a little fluttering sigh. "Take the knife. I listen." The man bowed his head, drove the knife into the turf, and while it still quivered, said, "This is the witness between us that I speak the thing that has been. Before my knife and the naked Chalk I speak. Touch!" Puck laid a hand on the hilt. It stopped shaking. The children wriggled a little nearer. "I am of the people of the worked flint. I am the one son of the priestess who sells the winds to the men of the sea. I am the buyer of the knife, the keeper of my people," the man began, in a sort of singing shout. "These are my names in this country of the naked Chalk, between the trees and the sea." "Yours was a great country. Your names are great too," said Puck. "One cannot feed some things on names and songs." The man hit himself on the chest. "It is better, always better, to count one's children safe round the fire, their mother among them." "Aye," said Puck. "I think this will be a very old tale." "I warm myself and eat at any fire that I choose, but there is no one to light me a fire or cook my meat. I sold all that when I bought the Magic Knife for my people. It was not right that the Beast should master man. What else could I have done?" "I hear, I know, I listen," said Puck. "When I was old enough to take my place in the sheep-guard, the Beast gnawed all our country like a bone between his teeth. He came in behind the flocks at watering time, and watched them round the dew ponds. He leaped into the folds between our knees at the shearing. He walked out alongside the grazing flocks, and chose his meat on the hoof while our boys threw flints at him. He crept by night into the huts, and licked the babe from between the mother's hands. He called his companions, and pulled down men in broad daylight on the naked Chalk. No, not always did he do so. This was his cunning. He would go away for a while to let us forget him. A year, 2 years perhaps, we neither smelt nor heard nor saw him. When our flocks had increased, when our men did not always look behind them, when children strayed from the fenced places, when our women walked alone to draw water, back, back, back came the curse of the Chalk, Gray Shepherd, feet in the night, the Beast, the Beast, the Beast. He laughed at our little brittle arrows and our poor blunt spears. He learned to run in under the stroke of the hammer. I think he knew when there was a flaw in the flint. Often it does not show till you bring it down on his snout. Then, poof! the false flint falls all to flinders, and you are left with the hammer handle in your fist and his teeth in your flank. I have felt them. At evening, too, in the dew, or when it has misted and rained, your spearhead lashings slack off, though you have kept them beneath your cloak all day. You are alone, but so close to the home ponds that you stop to tighten the sinews with hands, teeth, and a piece of driftwood. You bend over and pull, so. That is the minute for which he has followed you since the stars went out. 'Ar!' he says. 'Brar!' he says." Norton Pip gave back the growl like a pack of real wolves. "Then he is on your right shoulder feeling for the vein in your neck, and perhaps your sheep run on without you. To fight The Beast is nothing, but to be despised by The Beast when he fights you, that is like his teeth in the heart. Old One, why is it that men desire so greatly and can do so little?" "I do not know. Did you desire so much?" said Puck. "I desired to master The Beast. It is not right that The Beast should master man. But my people were afraid. Even my mother, the priestess, was afraid when I told her what I desired. We were accustomed to be afraid of The Beast. When I was made a man, and a maiden, she was a priestess, waited for me at the dew ponds, The Beast flitted from off the chalk. Perhaps it was a sickness, perhaps he had gone to his Gods to learn how to do us a new harm, but he went, and we breathed more freely. The women sang again. The children were not so much guarded. Our flocks grazed far out. I took mine yonder," he pointed inland to the hazy line of the Weald, "where the new grass was best. They grazed north. I followed till we were close to the trees." He lowered his voice. "Close there where the children of the night live." He pointed north again. "Ah, now I remember a thing," said Puck. "Tell me, why did your people fear the trees so extremely?" "Because the Gods hate the trees and strike them with lightning. We can see them burning for days all along the chalk's edge. Besides, all the chalk knows that the children of the night, though they worship our Gods, are magicians. When a man goes into their country, they change his spirit. They put words into his mouth. They make him like talking water. But a voice in my heart told me to go toward the north. While I watched my sheep, there I saw 3 beasts chasing a man who ran towards the trees. By this I knew he was a child of the night. We flint workers feared the trees more than we fear the beast. He had no hammer. He carried a knife like this one. A beast leaped at him. He stretched out his knife. The beast fell dead. The other beasts ran howling, which they would never have done from a flint worker. The man went in among the trees. I looked for the dead beast. He had been killed in a new way, by a single deep, clean cut, without bruise or tear, which had split his bad heart. Wonderful! So I saw that the man's knife was magic, and I thought how to get it. Thought strongly how to get it. When I brought the flocks to the shearing, my mother the priestess asked me, "What is the new thing which you have seen and I see in your face?" I said, "It is a sorrow to me," and she answered, "All new things are sorrow. Sit in my place and eat sorrow." I sat down in her place by the fire where she talks to the ghosts in winter, and 2 voices spoke in my heart. One voice said, "Ask the children of the night for the magic knife. It is not fit that the beast should master man." I listened to that voice. One voice said, "If you go among the trees, the children of the night will change your spirit. Eat and sleep here." The other voice said, "Ask for the knife." I listened to that voice. I said to my mother in the morning, "I go away to find a thing for the people, but I do not know whether I shall return in my own shape." She answered, "Whether you live or die or are made different, I am your mother." "True," said Puck. "The Old Ones themselves cannot change men's mothers even if they would." "Let us thank the Old Ones. I spoke to my maiden, the priestess who waited for me at the dew ponds. She promised fine things too." The man laughed. "I went away to that place where I had seen the magician with the knife. I lay out 2 days on the short grass before I ventured among the trees. I felt my way before me with a stick. I was afraid of the terrible talking trees. I was afraid of the ghosts in the branches, of the soft ground underfoot, of the red and black waters. I was afraid, above all, of the change. It came." They saw him wipe his forehead once again, and his strong back muscles quivered till he laid his hand on the knife hilt. "A fire without a flame burned in my head. An evil taste grew in my mouth. My eyelids shut hot over my eyes. My breath was hot between my teeth.